Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nutrace and we are playing PLO 20 mostly on RunItOnce. Right now we're also playing a little bit of PLO 10 on RunItOnce and one microgaming table PLO 20. Waiting for the pool on RunItOnce to fill up. That's an interesting board right off the bat. And unfortunately, at least for now, we're sitting on two three-handed tables, which, as you might know by now, is not my strong suit. It's pretty close. The part size, huh? I believe him. Definitely want to. Let's not do something stupid for a start, yeah. I'll try not to do that too often. Oh well, it is what it is. Right. So let's take one off here. We do have a spade, which is kind of helpful. Now we have an open-ender. Not necessarily looking to fold. We are still beating a lot of hands. Let's see if this one turns out to be a bad card. Half part, huh? Wow. Wow, okay. Jack 5 4 4. Not sure if this is a raise three-handed. You certainly got value. So I'm apparently a calling station right now. Alright, let's try to do better. So table 1 and table 2 are PLO 20 tables, table 3 down here is a PLO 10, and table 4 is a PLO 20 on micro. Tobies! Welcome back, Tobies. I hope you're having a nice day. Double paired offsuit, like the lowest double pairs. I'm just gonna let it go. Don't think this is gonna be terribly exciting multi-way. Oh, this table is filling up slowly, so good stuff. Let me get aces here. He seems to be fairly tight. Watch what these guys are doing. Okay. More aces on table 1. Let's see if we can get something going. That is a good start. Check it behind. Okay. Not a great river. We do have more aces on table 2. And a squeezing hand on the microgaming table. He bets if it's really small, but still. The aces on table 2 take it down pre. Yeah, I'm gonna let go. On the squeezing table, things are looking mighty nice. Where we flop trips. Please don't have jacks, sir. Ugh, really? Okay, 9 maybe? That was nasty. King, jack, jack, deuce, huh? He had the right tag all along. Not so tight, it looks like. Oh well. I do flop a straight here, interestingly enough. Oh, right on. More aces. See if these are treating us any better. And table 2 is filling up nicely, 5-handed now. Well, that is certainly a nice start to this hand, or a nice continuation. Ace King 6-5. I think we're good, right? Yeah. Got some money back. Things are looking mighty fine on down here as well. We flop top set and a gutter. And more aces. Wow, what's going on? Okay, let's check here, I think. King high flush is good, my friend. Second nuts are good. Here, things might get interesting. They certainly are. Here, now this is a decent question. With the gutter being short, I think I'll come over the top hoping to play it heads up against him. Folding is a decent way to play this one as well. Here, 2 pair and an open ender. And takes it down in the end. Here I river nicely. Giving us trips. And on table 2 I called because I believe I had the backdoor flush. Yes, I did. And a gut shot and of course the overpair. So I definitely got the price. Especially against his specific hand there. with the amount of money in the pot and the SPR, I think that is defensible to call there. The small blind, I think I'm letting this one go. Yep, don't mind. More aces, what's going on? Do you care for another re-raise? Nope, this time, not this time. Not our flop, I would say. Not at all. We'll make a pair. Not terribly exciting. Okay. We do have some stuff. We have a gut shot, we have a flush draw. I think without a pair, I'll let it go. Not delicious. Welcome back, Random Chill. We do have two pair at this point. We're only beaten by... We're often only beaten by better two pair. Put it like that. Oh, nice. Got some money back on microgaming as well. Let's see if we're taking this one down. Nope. The turn 10 did it for him. Oh, Random Chill, I thought I mixed up your name for a second. I somehow read Gloryman. Welcome back, Random Chill. It's been a while. Nice to see you back at the channel. I trust your vacation was relaxing. I mean, it's bound to have been, right? Given the destination. Yeah, for some reason my eyes tricked me and I read Gloryman. Let's raise up the suited 10s with a jack here. I think that is fine. 3-base. Ooh, and another PLO 20 table opens, so we're gonna ditch the PLO 10 table. Yeah, nice to have you back. Oh, no worries, no worries. It was Easter after all, and I think Sunday I didn't stream that much. Only an afternoon stream. That was the Easter weekend. And I hope you had as nice weather as we were having. Because there were plenty of reasons to spend some time away from the computer here in Germany yesterday or the day before. Don't think so. That is a decent flop. I mean, he doesn't have Queen 10. If he did, we would be ahead. The only thing we would be worried about here is aces. Doesn't look like he had them. This one I'll just check behind. Now that's certainly potentially an interesting turn here. Nice. Having all the queens turns out was worth something there. Alright, let me check. Alright, so the new bot I have on the Discord is also doing his job, sending a message to everyone and posting in the Streaming Now section. Nice! Good to see. Had a decent session yesterday, random. Took down like 7 binds in profit, so overall for the month. I think the figure I named on Twitter is still the same. We're up like 1.3, something like that. So, certainly a nice month. Some of it happened off stream though. I had an excellent session, short second PLO 50. Like 2-3 beers deep, and I only wanted to have a little bit of fun. And turned out that turned into a serious session where I made a decent profit. That certainly helped. And, you know, due to microgame being trackable, I know exactly how much I'm up there. I kind of lost track of how things have been going on RunItOnce this month. I know I'm up, but I can only estimate by how much, because I didn't take down the exact numbers. Okay, let's put those kings to work. We're still working into the hula moves. Yeah, I wouldn't be good at those. Can we do it twice to him with blockers? That is the question. Nope. Looks like he got fed up. So what did he have there? Looked like a ace queen jack, something like that, top 2. With a jack blocker, yeah. I can see the call, definitely. Yeah, glad to hear that Hawaii was great. I expected nothing else. And back to work, or do you still have a few days off? Oh no, actually you came back a week ago also, I guess. Or something like that, right? So I guess it has been business as usual at some point since then. That was a nice flop. Ooh, nice pot here. Only caught the tail end of it. 2 pair. What happened there? In a splash. Ugh. I mean, they are somewhat connected. Let's bet fold here. Limping might be an option as well, especially at PLO 20. Ooh, hang on. There's a very... Hey, we took that one down. Nice, some rakeback coming our way. There is a very, very fun player sitting at a microgaming PLO 10 table. The PLO 20 table broke, unfortunately. Went down to being only three-handed. And this dude was playing... I think that was him that was playing PLO 20 a couple of days ago, and he ran up huge stacks and just played with complete abandon. I think that was him. I'll see in a moment. Nah. Don't think he's the guy we want to blind steal with a hand like that. Any short stacking opportunities around? Nope, not really. What? Who's calling me at this hour? Hang on, sorry about that. And back. Right, so this table is breaking. At least for now. Actually back to work, yeah. Can't be helped. Everyone here is sitting out. Jack 10, 7, 6 in the cutoff. I think it's a little bit too weak. Let's check it out. But the gap in the cutoff, it can't be that hard. Oh, it looks like I misremembered the name. He's not that crazy. This dude, sorry. But still. So let's check out that Jack 10... Wait, that's the wrong button. Jack 10, 6, 7, no? Nope. And that's perfect. That's a perfect fold. Not much going on any table right now. Not much movement in the session on the whole. Done like half a buy-in on micro, on RunItOnce that was my fault, and like down almost one buy-in on micro, which wasn't my fault, so fair enough. Right, so here we have the top pair, the nut flush draw, and now additionally a gutter. Against this bet sizing, I might want to attack this actually. It's just a strange bet sizing. He shouldn't be betting any value hands here small. Maybe he's trying to see a cheap river. I'm not going to be happy if he comes over the top, but I'm also not going to fold. And that's not a great card. I think I'll check this one behind. I might turn it into a bluff, but I have no hearts. Yeah. You get there with something random? No. Good stuff. Okay, we flop a very top pair, otherwise pretty uncoordinated board. I think that's probably good for a c-bet here. Oh, let's see, I think this guy was pretty tight, I seem to remember. So I might want to give this... yeah. Based on like my history with this player, I'll wait until the stats come around, but yeah, exactly, he is definitely on the tighter end. So I think it was a good fold. Fair enough. You picked a good time because it's not gonna be a long-ass stream. I'm gonna need to end it in like 2.5 hours, something like that. Wow, this is certainly nice. Getting action with aces here. And take it down pre, that's also not a bad result. Ooh, damn it. Now there's the guy I was waiting for on another microgaming table, on a short stacking, a PLO 50 table, which I'm gonna short stack at. Let me actually close another table for that. And that was the guy I was talking about earlier. He was sitting on this one, Zebaram. We enjoyed having him at our table yesterday, for sure. He was playing PLO 20 yesterday. Possibly he took... Not sure if he took home a profit. Check if he's sitting on any other tables. Nope, only on that one, this one. So what you're doing, so what you're saying is you're doing some pre-presentation procrastination, huh? I've certainly been there. That was fun to say. Yeah, chips are gonna be flying on this table. Yeah, check out his stats. In 67 hands, he VPIP 94%, raised 55, 3-bet 17 out of 42 times, so 40%. And he 4-bet 5 out of 12 times, so another 42%. He's a fun guy. Ah, right. Not quite. I have like 2 sites on MPN that I'm on microgaming that I'm using, and one of them I'm not planning on using anymore, especially since they now announced that they're closing their poker side of things. And there I wanted to get rid of the use up the points that I have left over. The other side I'm gonna use every once in a while, when I need to fill up tables or just when somebody juicy is sitting down like this guy. This is an interesting spot, giving us a gutter to the straight flush. He raised, I decided to be a little bit sticky here and call. We do get an 8, it's not the one, you know, the Jesus card, but I'm still gonna check. Yeah. At this point I'm not getting called by that much that I beat, I suspect. And that's a rare sight, that perfect rundown. So here I'm sitting at 30 big blinds, so I'm gonna need to be very, very tight. Actually, that open that I did there in the previous hand. Let me check that one out. Yeah, it shouldn't even be opened at the button. That's actually a button fold. Yeah, right. This is not a good point in time for everybody to fold. I've been eager to see a flop myself as well. More aces though, that'll work just as well. Kind of a tough board, I would say. And the big blind should be doing a lot of leading on this board, and so he does. Yeah, limp pot, I think I'm leading this one. Because I didn't really expect to get a check raise not that often here. We have sort of a hand on the short second table. At least we took that one down. So generally speaking, there isn't much limping at all on the button. Actually, there's no limping, if you want to be exact about it. On this table, I think I'm gonna play slightly different from how short second should be played. Just because seeing a lot of hands against this dude certainly has its own value. Yeah, right? Okay, this time we have sort of a hand here. If he folds, I'm gonna raise it. Not a great flop for those though. Even if he limps this one, I'll actually let this one go. Because I don't want to make a habit out of limping there. Yeah, there's nothing you can do there. Even holding the 5, having the backdoor flush, I mean, this might be a little bit adventurous. Then again, it is we're slightly short-handed on this table. Don't get raised, that is not a bad start. Not the greatest flop though, unfortunately. might be checking this one. And apparently, good thing I did. Get aces over here. And a decent flop for it. This one I'm not gonna pot, because unlocking continuation range is quite heavily here. Well, that'll work. Let's get it in. Ooh, that's a rough shape, really? Like, just right away the quads, huh? Wow. Oh, okay, so much for that hand. And here, yet more aces, yet another suboptimal flop for them. I do have somebody in a Friends and Family shirt? Oh, no, that's the yellow one. It looks really similar to the orange one, unfortunately. Especially for me, who I'm apparently a little bit colorblind, or so they tell me. More stuff going down here. So there I'm never shy to put more money in. So this guy had one out there on the table, huh? Basically, except maybe some backdoor stuff. Ugh. Well, if that's a sign of things to come, then I need to talk to that old gypsy woman again. Wishing for better fortune. We flop a pair and an open-ender, I guess. I think I would be betting here quite often, but not with the second flush draw coming in. If he checks now, I will. Got aces on the short stacking table. Looks like we're gonna get action. Not that I doubted it. Get to squeeze. That's the dream, basically, when short stacking. I mean, it's the dream at any stack size. And he comes over the top. That is certainly very nice of him. He has a hand that doesn't have bad equity against us. Now it really doesn't anymore, unless he somehow makes a straight flush. Jack. Actually not completely sure about this one. Let's check it out in a moment. Actually I can check it out right now because I'm not gonna fold to re-raise. Maybe sometimes I'm c-betting here with the 6 in my hand, but I prefer to have at least in this case scenario to have 2 backdoors. Then I think I see myself c-betting this a fair bit of the time. As played, I need to let it go. Let's check this one out. Small blind versus button. Curious about the 6 being in there, the sort of dangler. Yeah, that's exactly the case as well. That Jack 7 would be a fine raise call, that Jack 6 should be folded. And that's the very reason. The Jack and the 7 can at least make a straight between the two of them. Yeah, right. Agreed, and that's even more true as at 30 big blinds. He leads. Take one off. Okay. Well, that's gonna make folding difficult for me. Okay, now I beat kings. Just pretty amazing run out. If I can get at least some money out of him. Hey, I do. Right on. Yet just a king and tens? Wow. I guess he was blocking kings. Drag a small part on table 2. Ah, I see. Yeah. My second screen is like that as well. Oh no, they're not GTO. Okay, we have a bottom set here. Curious to think how I should be playing this. Zebarim left. That's unfortunate, but we almost doubled up on the short stacking table, so fair enough. I think I'll go with the call first here. And not because of the ace rivering here, but checking, hoping to get a second chance for check raise. Maybe thinking about the check raise here. Probably is not the way, just leading the turn. I think I would have liked that more. But we are good. Wonder what he had. He had like kings, I guess? No. Queen 10, 9, 7. So he would have called the check raise. We could have played a big one there. He had a pair and an open-ender. Oh, good. Yeah, right, it is a fold. Oh, this dude now went on the PLO 10 table. That's awesome. There I don't need to leave when I double up. Because I'm not sticking around on PLO 50 tables once I double up. Yeah, the King Queen Jack 7 small blind versus button would be a... Let's go for the bluff here. Would be a raise because of the added straight possibility, but with the 6 as a dangler, eh. Okay, he didn't buy that. Which is unfortunate. I have a decent hand to start out with on the Zebarim table. Bring it over. Yeah, exactly, yeah. You're on point as always. Right. Here we have position on Zebarim. I'm kind of impressed that he moved down. Most people can't do that, like most people like him, most players like him. A lot of people can, but not, you know, the maniacs. I often see them move up to chase their losses. Need to check once more, unfortunately. Nah. Ooh, good thing I didn't. Get another decent hand against him. Certainly gonna be a race as well against the Maniac. That is a decent board. We have a pair, we have a flush draw, we have an open-ender, we have a backdoor flush draw. We have no end of stuff. Really? He seems to be crazy as well, but that being said, that's not the hand to cold call, I think. Doesn't matter that we would have flopped the world. See if I can take this one away. I came over the top pre. I don't think an ace is gonna fold here. Yeah, I think I'll just give it up. I don't think. I'm not sure if I liked how the player played this hand. I'm liking having given up now. Speaking of things and liking them, digging this. Under the Baron table, we got stuff. But the ace, queen, jack. That'll work. Yeah, unfortunately that I cannot see on in the matrix. It would be though. I think the Jane Hender's preflop trainer might be helpful in that regard. Oh, we got more aces on the Baron table. Really? I mean, move that one to its own dedicated spot now. Right, so not a great flop. I'm just gonna check give up here. Here, a raise pre, nothing to do but to check fold, most likely. It's possible that he moved down because there was an action, but I mean, the table didn't break or anything. And he didn't seem to be concerned about the quality of other players. Ah, well, it might be it. Might be right. This other table he was sitting on last time had at least one more action player besides him. Closing the action here, let's call. It's semi-connected with a pocket pair. It's not semi-connected, it is connected. With the one gap. Let's watch this. So where does that leave us so far for the session? Not great, not horrible, I think. Yeah, on micro gaming we are down 15 euros right now. Certainly ran under EV in a all in there. Eh. And how about RunItOnce? RunItOnce we're down 1 buy-in, so 1.5 buy-ins, a little more. Meh. We do have a hand, which I appreciate. Put more money in. He can fold post. And also I seem to remember when he bets pot he definitely has something, and he can be raised off when he bets large when he pots before the flop and then bets small on the flop or turn. Need to let it go. I only bet because I seem to remember that he definitely is able to fold, and I'm not going to be short stacking on this table. Right? This keeps getting better. And speaking of aces, we got more of the same up here, and now we are getting action. On the tables and off the tables, because Claude has decided to follow. Thank you very much. Over here against this dude. certainly not folding just yet, the nut flush draw and the top pair. So he had crab. He had crab. Turn the king though. Can't really do anything about that. Take this one down. Here... I think against this dude I'm actually... For 100 BB I'm coming over the top here. I don't... Never do this, but... Normally, but I certainly want to isolate him. I mean, playing this one in position is not a horrible suggestion either, just calling here. But... Yeah, I don't mind at all. More aces up here, where I'm short right now. Okay, we put it in. Here's 2 pair for now. They're good. And this is a decent board. Ah, he has kings. That's not great. Do it? Nope. That's kind of unfortunate, him having kings and hitting top set. I hope he does. Yeah, this hand I don't mind at all how that went down. And on that flop, you know, I'm of course loving that board against him. Pair, nut flush draw, and a gutter I think I had too. It's slightly unfortunate. I'm gonna check on the flop here. I mean, had I called to be, you know, results oriented in this spot, the money would have gone in from my side on the flop against him for sure. He would have bet his top set, I would have raised, and would have been the same outcome. Calling the min bet here seems okay, or the min raise, I should say. Gonna fold on table 2. He has the deuces, wow, and he has better deuces. So, okay, then I need to. That is unfortunate. Table 2 is heads up. That blows. So let's open up a RunItOnce. No. A microgaming PLO 20 table on top. Not quite. He's sitting out. That's no fun. No hands anywhere right now. Whoop! Scratch that. Get aces on the button. They can't get much crappier than that, except, you know, the 7 deuce offsuit. He's back, and we have a hand. That's perfect. Him, I'm, you know, always raising any reasonable hand for 100 BB. I'll try to isolate him. And this is of course the dream for crappy aces, being able to put a lot of money in pre. Not a fun flop though. But I think at this SPR the money is... ugh. Hating everything about this. Here unfortunately I need to fold, and as played I need to fold here as well. And we are getting our fair share of aces. Not getting the flops to go with them. I'll try my best to remain patient though. This looks mighty nice. I'm gonna size up for my usual bet size here. This looks mighty nice as well. I raised the button, he came over the top. He has the better flush draw, but that's about it. And 2 pairs stayed there. Did I make a straight in the end? I think yeah, I made a straight in the end. Took it down on this table with a turn all-in when a6 turned. And would you look at that? No, I did not. I completely forgot about those. Let's check behind here. Good on us for checking. No, right, the shroom study videos. Up here, decided to be sticky on the flop when he bet really small though. Interesting. Especially with me holding all the 4s. Right on. Kind of unusual for sorry, RunItOnce to only have so few as in one PLO 20 table at this time. My fault. I think it's close. The 9754. I think it's close, depending on position, and I'm assuming I would have been opening. Yeah, it does fit the 2-gap rule, but it had 2 gaps twice, right? Yeah. So here I'm, you know, blind versus blind. I'm not folding against this dude. Turn a gutter. Actually, as I said, I think he can fold post. Interesting spot up here. Ooh, another PLO 20 table opens on RunItOnce. Perfect. There's the 4 in my hand. I'm gonna go for it here. kind of debatable, because I of course would hate to get raised. It's maybe not the smartest move. I'll check that hand out in a moment. 9754. Why not? Interesting flop. Let's take one off. That's a pretty good one. So this is gonna be a raise bet fold. He comes over the top here. I'm very likely gonna let this one go. Got aces up here and here. I mean, I'm not against him. I'm not folding. It's kind of unfortunate as we're gonna be playing this hand 4 ways. But at least I'm gonna have position on him. The aces took it down on table 2 pre. That's too weak to come over the top with, and I'm not folding a double suited ace king against, you know, in a hand where the baron is the raiser. And would you look at that? Really hope he bets. That is very nice of you, sir. Okay. Let's hope he doesn't fill up. No, we split the pot. Each of us making a little bit of a profit there. Call fold in MP. Also, there was a raise in front of us, right? Okay, let's check that out then. So MP versus under the gun. I kinda doubt it with the gaps. What was it? 9754. And that is actually the way to go. The 9764 is fine. As a raise, actually, there's no calling there. The 9765, even the 9764, not perfectly double suited, is still a raise call. But the 4-5 actually should not be, because of the 2 gaps. All the other hands have 1 gap, and the other 3 cards being a rundown. And yeah. Thanks for saying that though, it made me look it up. So we are sitting on 2 RunItOnce PLO 20 tables, 1 microgaming PLO 20 table up here. And on table 4 we are sitting on PLO 10 because, you know, the Baron is at the table. And we like the Baron. Running a bit unlucky so far in the session. Not hugely so. On microgaming down half a buy-in at this point, so we got some money back. But I think we lost a buy-in. Yeah, we're down almost 2 buy-ins on... on micro, on RunItOnce we're down half a buy-in. So 2.5 buy-ins, not quite. Him I'm calling. Would you look at that? Okay, now the money's going in. Let's go and take one off. That worked out nicely. Don't do it. Didn't do it. Right on. Shazam. It's certainly helping. Certainly helpful in order to turn this day around. Here I'm gonna go for the check raise actually. Need to look this one up if this should be called. With the paired hands, I think I might be a little bit overzealous. If we get raised, could also be a check raise. It actually could be. Well, let's deal with this first. Out of position, yeah, out of position I'm coming over the top here. With the one gap, perfectly double suited rundown. In position I would be calling. Took it down here with the check raise. Money's going in. We have a top pair, we have a flush draw. Wow. So I took this one down on here, decided to be sticky because I wanted to. So he raised to €1, I called, he came over the top. And would you look at that? He has outs, he has an open-ender. Not good, sir, not good. 12 more euros coming our way. And with that we're edging closer to breaking even. See if he rebuys. Yeah, he does, maybe he's... that's why he moved down a random. Because that seems to be the last of his bankroll on the side. But the optimist to me wants to think that the other night he might have turned a profit. Maybe he took some money off the side and I was playing with, like, maybe his initial buy-in. So we took down like 2.5 nice pots there. In a total of 3 interesting spots. Do we have a leak? You might. So, wow. Multi-way, huh? 7. Let's do it. Against just him, I would have folded this, I think. Here, I'm not regretting having called here in the splash pot at all. No, I'm not regretting folding either. Okay. Yeah, the money's going in. We're a little bit short anyway. Let's see what happens here. Ace, queen, jack, 5 against aces. Yeah, perfect. He folded perfectly there. Oh, he has the better flush draw. That sucks. But we have kings. No, the flush comes in. Well, we were short here, so not a huge deal. He had a really crappy hand, though. Very surprising. Get raised here. Not folding that. Not terribly excited about this flop. Take one off. He checks, that's fine by me. He's a king. Oh, okay, fair enough. Having come over the top here, I have all the flush draws and the gutter. I think this is not a case of over c-betting, which I am certainly guilty of a little bit in some spots. I'm gonna put that into focus on the next study session. But I think this is fine. I have the gutter, I have the second nut flush draw, backdoor nut flush. Right, 10 to 9-5, single suited. Let's yeah, thanks. That worked out well, that hand. Here, this is usually a fold under the gun. I think we would need to be suited to the... Actually, let's check this one out as well. Let's do the... yeah, I can see you are not folding, friend. Well, Tough luck. So that was big blind versus button. Weird. That's no good. That is no good. So he had a gutter and that was pretty much it. Some backdoor stuff as well, I guess. So 10-10, 9-5, huh? I suspect you're right, random. No, it is a call. I suspect in the small blind it's different. Let's check that out as well. Small blind versus button, because you still have the big blind to worry behind you. To worry about, I mean. Yeah. There, the hands need to be much, much stronger in the small blind. In the big blind, though, all the 10-10, 9x are all calls. And what's the other one? Right, the ace, king, 3-3, not double suited. I think this one I'm letting... There's one dude sitting out, he's tight and short, he's tight. I think the changes skews it slightly in the direction of me calling here. He's sitting out, so let's wait if he reloads. We don't really get called by anything we beat. So the 3-3 ace king, huh? No, it's even with not being perfectly suited there, as in only suited to the king, it's a raise call under the gun. Yes, and I wouldn't have thought that. This is definitely going to be a raise call as well. Especially against this dude who is, wow. Not completely crazy, but certainly on the loose end of things. And what a flop. I should have checked that one actually. I was crushing that board. Yeah, that one I should have checked. See if I can substitute that table for another PLO 20 table. Doesn't look like it. But I can open a RunItOnce PLO 10 table. Let's do that then. Right. Breaking even on RunItOnce now. And on micro? Down 1.5 binds on micro. Fair enough. Still moving up in the world. You're gonna take a note on that hand that went down here earlier. We had the kings triple suited. 7, I think it's close-ish. Expect him to fold a lot though. Ooh, actually we're 2 off the button. Yeah, then it's most likely a fold, right? Let me check up on that. But I think it needs to be. Queen 10. No, it's fine. It's a raise call. But that being said, now I looked this one up at runtime, but I honestly would have called this one anyway. I saw it off the corner of my eye that he had raised. So, you know, I don't use the PLO matrix to influence my preflop decisions, only use it after the fact. Just wanted to point it out. That is a little bit of an ugly spot. We do block, you know, full houses. We block 9s a little bit as well by proxy, by having a lot of the cards that go together with 9s. Now I'm pretty much done with the hand if any more aggression comes our way. Now kings are in the mix. Even against this dude who seems to be random a little bit. I think this is correct here on table 3. I'll check it out in a moment. Well, it most certainly is if you flop like this. Okay, let's play for it all then. Ooh, that's rough shape. Shazam, that was a healthy pot right there. King, queen, queen, 5. Yeah. Doesn't sound bad to me at all. Neither does this against this dude. Or stack size, him betting pot. I think I'll put it in against this guy. We have a pair, we have a flush draw. He has 2 pair. We have an open ender now on top. And get there. Not entirely convinced that's the, like always, the correct move from my side coming over the top, but either way, it's not horrible. Huge pot up here. This is okay. Made sense. Wow, everybody's losing their mind on this table now. The matrix is, I believe, exclusively set up for 6 max. I don't think we are able to change that at this point. Wow! And he gets there too, like right away. Okay, so, you know, he is on the crazier side then. I was defending him earlier, saying he seems to be reasonable at in some spots. Yeah, I was hoping for the check raise, by the way, on the flop. Yeah, yeah, I think so too. In an 8-max game, it's the cutoff and cutoff plus 1 are the same ranges. Probably even tighter. Like the cutoff and at least cutoff plus 1 is probably even tighter than what the matrix would show. So we do have 2 pair. He's betting 3/4 of the pot. Let's take 1 off, and that'll work pretty nicely. Now that's actually a pretty nice card, because now he can call all the queens he has, and his queens almost never have a full house here. Never folding. That's the only... I almost said that as well. I honestly did. Like, only quads beat us here. What can you do? Tough luck. What does Shazam from the previous hand? Makes up for that. Yeah, that was nasty. Oh, our straight. I thought you were talking about the straight he, the fucking variance guy, ended up making against him. That is pretty nice of you, sir. Probably cold calling. It's not an awesome spot by any means. Folding might be a thing too. Let's do this first. Alright, I guess he has a wrap. Yep, gets there on the turn and stays there. That is very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Here, money's going in. See if you can win a big one here, if you're gonna lose another one. Either way is fine. He has the flush draw, nothing else at this point. Don't get there. Ugh. Nasty. So even the people that seem to have like reasonable stats go mental with hands where they really shouldn't be going mental. Yeah, right? And I mean my EV against him, oh, you can't see it because I'm like EV-wise, I'm up 64 euros against him. Here I took it down. Those were 2 pretty brutal beats we took there. I mean, everybody had... It's not like they were bad beats in that sense. Everybody had reasonable equity, especially with our top set there. On table 2 it wasn't as reasonable with nut flush draw. Then again, the pot was huge. He had SPR for like 1/3. He didn't have much left. Meh. Have to take it in stride. Yeah, you'll be surprised how that turns out in a moment. Okay, let's make another set. I'm not gonna go crazy on this flop. Just gonna check fold. Not even check fold, just fold. 10-9. Yeah, you know, these are the type of hands that he's in there with, so... Agreed, random. He be crazy. He never has a full house here. Turns out he didn't. Yeah, once again, wow. Was that another huge pot? I don't think it was, actually. Just saw the tail end of it. On the button. That's an excellent question. Let's raise it and look it up. Once the pre-flop is over. It is tough to win against quads, yeah. Not a fun proposition. Let's see if this one was too wild. Against the checky dude. See if I can just straight up steal it. Having no relevant blockers. 2 pair now. Ugh. I'm not gonna go through with the bluff here. But he checked fairly quickly. He's you know, asleep. Wasn't a given that he would wake up here. Works often enough to be profitable, I think. What was I gonna do? Queen 8 6 4. It's fine. Phew. It's a fine raise call, actually. Wow. More huge hands happening here. Or huge pots, I should say. You both have exactly the same hand. Okay. Well, those were some nasty pots there. So on micro down 50 euros, so 2.5 buy-ins. And on RunItOnce down 1.5. So 4 buy-ins down. It's not a disaster by any means. And the dealer was being kind of mean. For a few hands there. Oh well, no big deal. The month is still going excellent. We'll take it at face value. Nope. Yes, strangely, I would have thought so too. I would have thought so too. Strange enough, it's not. Let me double check that I had the right hand selected. Queen 8, 6-4, double suited. Yeah, it's right at the edge. Like, I'll show you the matrix for that. So the 7-6, 7-5, they're all fine, and it goes down to the 5 and the 4, the 6-4 even, to my very surprise. Right? Color me confused. Without any spade, I think I will be betting here. I mean, Oh, well, that's perfect. I mean, even with a spade I would have bet here, so scratch what I just said there. I guess so, yeah, and it's just, it's a double suited hand, there's some connectivity there, and we are on the button, so I think that makes up for everything. Terrible coordination, yeah. I think position being the most important factor there. Huge part here, aces with against kings, turned kings. Wow, that was kind of tough for him. Closing the action, gonna call here. Yeah, right. I'm surprised that that hand makes the cut. Wow. Just a flush draw in the gutter, huh? Wow. Seems a little bit adventurous. Let's see if we get some action in front on this table. I don't doubt it. Great action we have. Don't we just? He's saying great action we have. Yeah, not sure if that's wise to point it out. I don't know. I don't think I have an opinion about it. Just know it's not something I would usually say. That qualified as a good flop, and we took it down. Will we actually see a flop here? Really? Well, okay then. Nope, no miracle. Okay. Top pair, the ace of spades, and I got it to the nuts. Sounds decent to me. Gonna size down a little here so I can still have a decent bet size left on like a spade river. Okay, gonna give up here in a moment. Me too, random. Me too. Not least because you make me look up stuff. This is perfect. It's not great. This dude has never re-raised before, so I suspect he has aces here always as well. And this table you took it down with like queen and a 2-pair in the end. Ace queen jack 3 I believe I saw. But he doesn't come over the top? Kings, oh okay, let's hope he doesn't get lucky. Nice, one for the good guys. Me too, random. But then I thought, you know, it's double suited, there's a little bit of connectivity there, so let's give it a whirl. And turned out it was okay. Never folding. Most likely I'm not folding the river either. Just because there's only one straight possible. For the pot size, it's a different story. So I suspect this guy would come over the top with kings, so he doesn't have king blockers. He might have jacks. Very likely folding unless I can come up with any good reason not to. He's also not bluffing with the nut flush draw. Yeah. Yeah, right? Yesterday I was still giving him the benefit of the doubt. So he certainly made some interesting moves, and I didn't, observe all the hands he was playing, but now it's clear. I mean, his stats are pretty nutty as well. 3-betting 23% over a sample of 832 hands. New PLO 20 table is opening up. That is sweet. Ooh, let me check if Siberum is back, possibly. Nope. Yeah, he is. And I mean, he's 4-betting 15% of the time, which is way too high. Like, the way my colors are set up in my HUD, in case any of you are interested, is that yellow and red are like the ideal stats. Red is the ideal range that I took from the various sources, like the Jane Anders sheets and stuff like that. Or straight up, this is actually his HUD, I just changed the colors. And yellow is like Toulouse, and turquoise, I guess is the color. Is Maniac territory. That's like way too loose for any given stat. So yeah, so yellow and red means, watch out. Very likely knows what he's doing. Green is, goal. And turquoise is goal with emphasis. That was it. Finally a Shazam moment that went our way once more. We gonna need to give up here. A straight flush here against just a straight on this board, really? Interesting. Right. Kind of peculiar bet sizing. I do find the bet size mighty weird, but I don't let it go. Maybe a straight might have been good there, so which is why in the end, had we made a straight, I mean, which is why I really thought there for a moment. Yeah, but possibly luckily I talked myself out of it. Yeah. Need to let this one go. Don't mind having called the double suited Jack-7 here against his 3-bet. Mid queens in the end. He had crap. He had a deuce. What is going on? Well, that's not helping his mental game. Yeah, agreed. And I saw him raise in 3-bet really weak stuff earlier, so I'm very confident he would have come over the top with it. Most kings. Big pot down here. Yeah. I think folding was the way there. Ooh, another big pot here. check this one out in a moment. If that is kosher. It most certainly is when you flop the world. We are in the cutoff. We have single suited pair of fives. No, should be folded. See, something made me look that one up. Oh, just pot this here. How about a 5? Just seal the deal right away. Turquoise, 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 you say, huh? Say it like an American. Popular installment on this channel whenever random shield is around. I'm still gonna pot it here. Ace 4. It's probably not doing much checking here. 6-4 we have blocked. Here, this one we need to let go on, for very unfortunately. He raised, I came over the top, and you know all this happens. Random hand, as in completely random. And down here we took it down on the turn. Okay, so this dude is pretty nutty as well. Ooh, almost min raised there. Whoops. Okay, 2 spots, aces and ace king king. The old limp re-raise, huh? Okay. I'm not folding. And here I think I'm c-betting, actually. This one I need to let go. Unfortunately, we have the ace of hearts, and then we don't have more time as well. Let's hope he has a wrap. And not a set. I didn't have enough time to make up my mind here. Not a set. Oh no, gets there right away. Just a jack. We were in pretty excellent shape. You know, considering what else he could have had there. In PLO, position, I think. Has to be position in PLO. One dude sitting out here, let's do it. So luckily this one I just looked up, so this is very likely the same story here in the cutoff. Okay, when I'm evaluating, well, that changes the question. I mean, if I'm putting my focus on the cards, then it would actually be... It's missing high card strength, by the way. It might be that. Yeah, I think high card strength, then suitedness, then connectivity. I think would be my order. Letting... Yeah, let this one go. Might be tough to play, even on a turn we kind of like a 9 or an ace. Not gonna be that amazing. Unfortunately, this table broke. Also not amazing. Turquoise. Turquoise! Like the fish, like the koi. I guess. I'm gonna go for like a 5-minute break in a moment. Wait, not leave the table, just sit out. Seven, 6, 5, 5, single suited and cutoff or button. Let's check it out for the button. For the cutoff, it is pretty far off the mark, it turns out. At least, you know, from a solver perspective, which isn't necessarily the final answer there. Check it out for the button. Here, blind versus blind, double suited hand, not blind versus blind, button versus blind. In position, I'm calling. 6, 5, 5 on the button. On the button, it's alright. I don't even need to look that one up. Yeah. But you know, I'm gonna show you the matrix for that, because it's fairly interesting as well. Now we turn a gutter and a flush draw. It's not enough. Happy to check behind here for now. Right, so for the low cards here with the 5 single suited on the button, even the 7, well, the 7-5, like the 8-5, the 8-6, 8-7 should be folds. I find this fairly interesting. 9-7, 9-6 should be folds as well. So not many of these hands, of the single paired hands with low side cards, are actually raises even on the button. I'm curious about that. That is kind of curious. Yeah, right? There was. We actually, yeah, actually, let me put him in a shirt here. And I'll go on a short break, catch some fresh air. And I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'll leave, I think, this table up just because all the other ones might break. Actually, this one's probably not gonna break. And so you have something to watch. And I'll be back in 5 minutes. Thanks for watching so far. And back. And right in time to probably kill the song for good. Right, closing the action here, Jack 9, 7, 6. Having posted, I think I'll go with it. That's pretty sweet. So is this, where I raised, he came over the top. Here the money is going in. Top 2, backdoor flush draw. Here's the same hand, and we split it up. Here I make a full house. I could be drawing that. Not the case. Like the fish. Oh yes, I am. The koi carp. I'm still on the fence about the song. And this part is okay. Yeah, of course I am. I'm a fisherman. Nah, I think I made up my mind. This song is getting the chopping block. Let's do that right now. Okay, we now have a double gut shot. Maybe we can take this away on the river, but for that I think we would need to start betting now. Or just take it away right now. That's also a good ending to that story. Of course, the main reason was that the original raiser checked the flop, and then this guy checked the turn again. I thought that was a good point in time to start betting there. Turquoise, turquoise, okay. I'll certainly keep that in mind. We got aces on 2 tables. See if we can make a flush here. Denied. One ace. One of the aces take it down pre. And the other take it down pre as well. Okay, only 3 PLO 20 tables running right now, so let's add a PLO 10 table on RunItOnce as well. Even though the RunItOnce dealer has kind of been hating on us today, it did take some damage. Let's check it out. 2.5 buy-ins down on RunItOnce. The tally is not going to be much better on micro. 2 buy-ins down on micro, so not a horrible day. Certainly very possible to turn it around either in this session or the next tonight. Take that one down. Fair enough. Let's check here. That was an excellent turn, all things considered. Giving us 2 pair and a flush draw on top. Yeah, I started calling really weak aces on the button, but at 100 BB it's never a mistake to, even on the button, to raise even the worst of the aces. But on the button I started calling a little bit with the worst of them. That's pretty nice. Hey, awesome. Yet more aces. So, likely another hour of stream, something like that, depending on if I'm walking the dog or one of my parents is. Decent hands here and on another table as well, where you have the same hand, just even decenter, which I know is not a word, but I'm making it one, damn it. And it is decenter. Or if need be, more decent. And it's a good flop. Still gonna continue betting here. I wouldn't mind getting the money in if I need to. So I think here I want to check, give him a chance to bluff. Keep his range a little bit wider. And I'm not gonna fold here. If he has the 5, then so be it. Really? Makes sense. I mean... Yeah, why not? Didn't expect that hand to be in there. Huh. Still slightly strange. Well, you know what, that call, I mean, well, yeah, we have the gutter, we have a backdoor flush, it was a really small bet. Not gonna put any more money in though. Any bigger bet size and I would have folded the flop as well. Oh, he had already raised, oops. Didn't need to come over the top there. Okay. Right. Well, that's not a horrible card, I hope. This. It's 3, 10, 10. I think in that case both, in pretty much equal measures. Like, cause both are have potential to make us the nuts, or a nutted hand, top set or any set, and the nut flush draw. So I think with that example, my answer would be both. Yeah. There's some issues with that hand. We are blocking Queen 10. But we are blocking all the combo draws pretty heavily as well with the 9, the king. I think I'll let it go, actually. I'm not so sure about that. I mean, that was a tough spot. I'll actually copy this hand out, because I would have to put him on Queen 10 or 10s exactly, but it would need to be Queen 10, because otherwise, how can he lead the flop there? But I was blocking the combo draws. I had the 9, the king. Curious to hear what your thoughts are on this spot, Random. Here I'm gonna size up, having no diamonds. Yeah, right? That's such a nice hand. Pretty much a monster, as far as I'm concerned. As I am concerned. Into small blind. I'm gonna fold it from check this one out in a moment. First, let me copy that hand. Yeah, I think what I need to and want to look into more is my small blind play and my c-betting frequency as the next study topics. Let's check that one out. Small blind versus under the gun. What's the move there? Actually, might be a raise. Now that before I look it up. Let's take one off here. No, it's a fold. It's not, the connectivity is just isn't there. The ace, king, queen 10, single suited, queen, jack, jack 10, those are all raise folds. Interesting, okay. For some reason I have a tough time getting the small blind spots into my head. He's deep in the tank. I think I'll be doing some checking here first. He finally found the button he was looking for. Actually, I'm not sure if I wouldn't have liked checking better here. Maybe induce a bluff. Got aces on table 4. Ooh, well, how much better does it get? Three ways, huh? Aces are that, and he takes it all down. Can't do much about that. Yeah, agreed. Random. I think that one needed to be folded. Not helping the session. but it needed to be done. Seven. I think that's a fold, actually. Let's check it out. Button versus cutoff. Ah, raise fold, really? That has to be like a balancing play. Because the 9-8, 7-6 would all be calls. But the 8-7 would be, the 9-7, 8-6 would be raise folds. Interesting. Oh, sorry, now I caught up what hand we were talking about. I kind of... I thought of a different one. Yeah. That's true, aces and kings might have been in there as well. Yeah, thanks for saying that. Raksha! Hey, welcome back to the channel. Nice to see you. Personally, I'm doing well. The dealer is not liking me tonight, though. Down like 6 binds or something for the session. And in the last half hour, I got the money in either, you know, well or very good. Never got rewarded. Or at least that's what it feels like looking back. But still in good spirits. How's your day going, Raksha? I read that your live PLO exploits went very well indeed. I saw on your Twitter. Not quite. So, nothing to do but to check once more here, and this is not a... Well, actually, I misread my hand there for a moment. Probably gonna pot this. That's a very decent turn. Yeah, right? Aces are not holding up today. They're not holding up for us much either. What in the deuce? I guess you had the gutter and the flush draw. Took that one down. And thank you very much, Raksha, for those nice words in the Discord. Those certainly made my day. Let these go. Down here with the gutter, the pair, and the backdoor flush. What do you know? Yeah, me too. I would be tempted to call and fold there as well. Call and fold against the re-raise to this, and it has to be like a balancing thing. Hang on, I can show you the matrix for that one. It's probably easier than me listing the hands. Right, so all the green stuff would be calls, and the blue stuff, or purple, whatever, would be raise folds, and you know, most of these are just calls, so these have to be for balancing reason mostly, or just because they're probably too weak to see a flop, and you'd rather enter. That's probably more like it, more likely, and you would rather end the hand right there, ideally. Whereas the other hands are decently connected, have the ace king in them as well, and you could just flop more stuff. Although then the ace king 10-5, well, I guess you can make the straights. The jack 6 is kind of strange, but possibly the ace king jack is just too strong. We're talking about an ace king single suited on the button versus a cutoff open, by the way. So that's probably it. It's that the other hands can flop enough stuff, have enough connectivity with 3 Broadway cards here on most of them, or on all of them. And wait. Yeah, that's probably it. These hands are just too weak to just call. Probably not gonna flop enough stuff on average, not often enough. Was up against quads, yep. And top set against a wrap, we lost an overpair against a pair and a second nut flush draw, stuff like that. Couldn't be helped. Those spots certainly could not be helped. Oh, so the Twitter post I saw on your Twitter were from earlier then. I thought they were concerning that session. Nice, you're gonna play the tournaments tomorrow, huh? Well, best of luck. I'll be following your Twitter with interest should you be putting updates out there. In the splash pot I raised here, so it's a single raised pot, despite the pot size. But the ace is on another table, I'll switch over. These I'm letting go. Here, I'm just gonna call. Because 2 flushes out there, we're not blocking either. The aces took it down pre. Yep, letting it go for almost a pot size here. He had a set, and it kind of interestingly bet the turn there. He had a set on the flop and turned the nut flush draw as well. Turns out I'm the one walking the dog, so probably another 20-25 minutes of streaming today. Interesting spot here. I think I'll take 1 off, even though it is a paired board, which isn't that ideal. I don't know. The more I think about it, it's like there's some spots in the matrix where there's just one hand in between that is played differently, being played differently than all the others, and there my default is always to assume that this has to be for balancing reasons, because I have an easier time remembering that stuff from the matrix, or just pre-flop stuff and PLO in general, when I can make up some sort of reason for it, for why the solver is doing it this way. But in these cases, I think I changed my mind. I think it has to do with connectivity, with having 3 Broadway cards. Oh, and we had ace-queen, 8-7. Okay. Let's check this one out as well then. That's a good point. And there, it pretty much looks the same, to be honest. Just a fewer hands that can be played. So, but the general principle is the same, like the 10-8, Jack-8 are just calls, 10-7 would be raises. Interesting stuff. I'm gonna call here, sidecards are well connected. just the nut flush draw. I'm really looking for a cheap turn here. That qualifies as cheap. Maybe I'm gonna do like a small blocking bet, possibly. Over here, where we had a limp in front, we flopped pretty nicely. Take it down here, which is a relief. Ah, right on! As I said, I will be following that with a lot of interest. I mean, he should be. I'm really curious. It's like slightly at a loss what he could be doing this with, but he shouldn't be doing this with a hand that beats us now, right? So I'm just gonna come over the top. Photos of the stacks you're winning. Yeah. Ideally. Take it down. In a splash, let's go for the raise fold here. That qualifies as a decent flop. We have the nut flush as well. So let's go with the standard half pot here. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough to call. Oh well. I mean, there are spots to trap. Not sure if this should have been one. If I should have slow played there a little bit. Not convinced. That usual, huh? Been there. Especially today. I came over the top here. Three-handed, I think that is okay-ish. Certainly a fine spot to c-bet. And here we flop pretty massively in a single raise pot, so I think I'm gonna go for the check raise here right away. Take it down on table 2 with the 3/4 c-bet there. Him checking, I'm not gonna pot it. Yeah, right? I have a tough time accepting that as well. But again, that is the solver perspective, and it doesn't need to be followed to the T. Quite the opposite, I think. Following some of these is likely a suicide on most stakes. Well, we get the bad card right away here. Here it's been checked all the way. Happy to do so once more. And I think we're good. I think that's fine. Let's check this one out as well, but I think it's okay. Interesting turn. Here he open limped. I came over the top. No reason to bet here, having no relevant blockers or nothing of relevance on this board except for the 9s as an overpair. The 10 killed us. Gonna fold here. Big blind versus under the gun. We had 5s suited to the ace with a ace 4. That's perfect. a perfect call. Cool. And that is a decent board. Giving us a pair, rep, and a flush draw against a short stack. Also a reasonable hand. The ace is king 10. Takes it down pre. I'll let it go. Okay, interesting. We do have the nut flush draw. Let's check it. No dice. Being the responsible poker player that I am. And you are. I mean, we have to figure out the reason for ourselves, unfortunately. We're not gonna... the solver, unfortunately, doesn't provide any explanations. I think it needs to be like the connectivity in this case. We have 3 Broadway cards, and the ace-5 can make 1 additional straight. Plus the 1 nut suit. In my mind, that has to be it. We are not closing the action, but this dude isn't raising a lot, so I don't mind being among them. Tough one, bottom set on this board, wow. Okay, that's hopefully helpful. Might also be helpful that ace. Take it down on table 1. With the low full house there. Maybe we can get value from like 10s, king 10 or jacks. Don't think so. Let's check up on that though, if it should be called. It's not gonna be raised, I know that much. Queen 10, 9, 7, no? Nope. Not even the Queen 10, 9, 8 would be called there. Not multi-bay. How about heads up? Then the 9-8 and 8-7 are actually calls. I mean, now that we're going multi-way here, there is some value in this hand. Case in point. It's a decent flop. Fair enough. Yeah, another 10-15 minutes. And then I'll need to take a break until tonight. Go to my side gig. Do a little bit of teaching at the local community college. Ace queen 6 double suited. I think this needs to be folded. On the other hand, we are short, so we can push easier. Let's do it. Yeah, that has to be the reason, right? Over here, let's start out by checking, having nothing of relevance on this board. Here, of course, I'm folding. Unfortunately, the same needs to be true here. J-Boy, thank you very much for the follow. That is very nice. Nah, he bet into 2 opponents on this board. I don't value the nut flush draw that highly here. But I do enjoy the... Sorry about that. Turns out it's not. This is a call though, it's not a raise. Oof. And here I'm actually fine checking it. I'm doing too much checking in these spots. But here I don't mind because I'm crushing all the draws people could have as well. Or I'm blocking them, not crushing them. So, making it that much tougher for anyone to call here. The same is still true on this turn, but now I want to get some money in at least. But maybe checking once more might be the way here. We're very rarely winning a huge pot on this flop, given the flop checks. Yeah, not multi-way. That's probably the issue there. They have been a huge revelation and or revolution, those solvers, so probably time well spent. No real hands anywhere. I think this is probably fine as a raise fold, provided it gets folded around to us. Actually, I'm almost certain it is. I can check it out right now since I'm gonna fold it anyway if I get raised. Two pair, and we have some blockers, as in the 7 and the ace. Cut off ace king 7-6, right? Yeah, it's perfect. This is a decent turn. By the way, this one is a little bit too optimistic. I shouldn't have been in this hand. And wow. giving us what I would consider to be the nuts at this point. The way this hand went down. Yeah, and also multi-way, even in position not being having a nut suit is also a huge issue, I think. Because it's just gonna put you in so many tough spots. Against the cutoff, to be honest, this has to be a fold as well. I actually think it is. Let's check it out versus the cutoff and the button. As played, I'm not folding. Should have raised here. I think that would have been fun. Yeah, I think I would have preferred that. I kind of need to let it go, I think. Against the min raise here, I'm happy calling. It's a little bit... Maybe it can be raised. Kulidratus! Hey! Awesome that you decided to hang out there for a while. Thanks, man. I got that mix and it'll be a few days until I set up my stuff, but then I'll get right on that. Let's start by checking here. We turn a set and checking or betting, I think both is probably fine. As played, I'm not folding yet. Take it down on table 4 with a turned set of 5s. Fair enough. Yeah, and based on what I've seen Jan Anderson and other players do, probably more of a check there on the turn. Because we would hate to get raised. Yeah. I think I'll do that next time. A little bit to trigger happy there, and I've actually managed to just check there in the past. No, I have not. For me, it's one of my takeaway from my last study session in the mastermind. Was that in position I'm doing a lot of half pot size betting, and out of position I'm doing a lot of 3/4. So in that case there's method to the madness. And I've done a lot of half pot size c betting in position. What are we gonna do here? It's the tight aggro dude. Not sure. Actually, didn't we check this one out? Wasn't that... We did check this one out, right? This one was supposed to be a raise fold. So position MP. Yeah, duh. Just talked about this hand. Is king 10-5. Now, interestingly enough, this one is both is possible. Can be raise called, can be raise folded. So fair enough. No need to feel bad about that one. That was an interesting turn of events here. Him calling with the kings was very strange. Did he have anything else? You have a flush draw on top? It's spades? No. Really? Well, if I was playing for longer, if the session would be going on any, much longer, then I would certainly take a note on that. In a splashed pot. It's a decent splash, so let's call. If he comes over the top, you know, I'm never sticking around. It's not a great hand by any means, but there's some value there with the 5 extra big blinds. Share. Where's share sitting at? Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's a tight passive dude in any case, so yeah. Not a great run out here. A very promising flop there. Nah, not gonna turn it into a bluff just holding the 6. For one of the last hands of the session, we get aces down here. No action though, they're a little bit too strong to just check behind and trap. Or, you know, potentially trap. Not a bad flop, all things considered. Blocking king 8. Kind of worrying that he finds the bet button now. With that 9 in my hand, that'll work. Ugh. Really? You had the wrap and you now have the 10 high? Is that what you're saying? You know, nah, I called, you know, best case scenario was a 7 turning. Once that happens, I'm not folding here. Wow, blocker play, reversed set, huh? Didn't expect that from him. I think that is a large part of it. The other part is that you can build a bigger pot, and on any either non-threatening or only, you know, generally speaking, favorable turns, it allows you to put much more pressure on. And also you want to end the hand earlier out of position, so also a reason to bet bigger. Because, you know, you're not gonna have the advantage of being in position. Probably should have raised that one. Was it ace queen a3? Yeah, raise fold sounds good to me. I think those are the reasons for it. Ending the hand sooner, ideally, or being able to put a lot of pressure on. And also, being out of position once you build a big pot is not going to matter as much, because the SPR gets lower and lower. Which is why it rarely bothered me. I mean, of course it wasn't ideal, but it didn't bother me too much sitting to the right of like a complete nutcase in my short stacking days. Because at 30 big blinds, position is really not important. Nowhere near as important as full stacking. I seem to remember those were the reasons that they gave. I like the question. It's a good question. Right, so a pretty frustrating session. Potentially, I'm not really frustrated though. Is coming to a close in a moment. Queen against the small blind. Certainly having his fair share of aces here. So we do have a gutter now. Wow, and very unusual for me, I raised this one and then actually called a re-raise, and would you look at that flop. He checks once more, I'm happy to do so as well. So we take this one down actually. Take this one down as well. Didn't want to go for the check raise there, I don't think like a set of aces is not betting there. So I'm fine leading out and hoping, you know, potentially taking it down right away. Yeah, right? That was surprising. The same things went through my head random. I briefly thought about a blocker play, but discarded it. What? Ploniofight. That's an intricate name. Gonna need to look this one up. Not sure what Plonios is. I know what the fight part means. Thank you very much for the raid. It is unfortunate in the sense that I'm going to have to end the stream in a few moments, in a few minutes. But thank you very much, and I'll be sure to check out your channel. To all the new viewers coming over, my name is NutRaisin. I am playing PLO 20 on RunItOnce, and I do so pretty much every day for long hours. And yeah, if you like anything about the channel, chances are I will be around, should you wish to check back in. Had an amazing month so far, up like 1.3k or something in euros, but a frustrating session today, where the dealer was not being all that kind. But still no reason to complain, considering how the month went. And the nuts stay the nuts. I mean, any bet size looks suspicious here. I might as well go for the pot. Wow, that was a nice one for the end. So thanks everybody for coming over. Yeah, we're gonna have to pay the law forward and host somebody else in a moment, because I need to go to a side gig. Tuesday is the only day in the week where I'm not streaming all day. So let's check out the damage for the day. We certainly did take some. Wasn't horrible, but wasn't all that fun either. On micro we are down 2 buy-ins, and on RunItOnce that's not as bad as I thought. So we're down 2 buy-ins on RunItOnce as well, so only 4 buy-ins in total. I thought we were doing worse. Right? Yeah, that's actually correct too. So right on. Okay, let's go for the steal. Hoping he doesn't have a pocket pair. In any other spot than blind versus blind I wouldn't have, because that, in my experience, doesn't tend to work out that well all that often. But tend to be sticky with a lot of pocket pairs there. Which is great news if you're betting for value. Random Chill, likewise. It's a huge pleasure to have you back, my friend. And good luck with the, if we don't see each other tonight, good luck with the presentation. And hope to see you soon. And unfortunately, I would love to stick around now, but I need to cut it short in a few moments. So another orbit on all tables. This one I'm letting go. Oh, a neophyte! That's somebody who likes new things. Neophyte, right? Oh no, that would be neophil. So I don't know what fight means. I need to check it out. PLO newbie. Is fight something for newbie? And we get raised here, not gonna fold, also not gonna come over the top. Neophyte, there it is. Person who's new to a subject or activity. Well, random show, I shouldn't be doubting you anymore. As always, you're right on the money. And now it gets a little bit exciting up here, and I'm very grateful that he's only betting half pot, because we now have the wrap. Don't get there. Should we ever be bluffing here? If he checks, we might. A recent convert to belief also. Oh, you're just full of information. Oh no, unfortunately. Wow, that was a kind of a brave call, or did he have the straight? No. Ace 8, huh? Wow. Good for him. Let's rebuy those, so should we get a nice hand for the one of the last hands, we can make the most of it. Yeah, then that's an excellent name. Wait, didn't I do a shout out? Oh, I did. Okay. I thought I was forgetting my manners there. Right, so if any of you like anything about the channel, I will be back tonight at, I believe, 10 o'clock Central European time is what my schedule says, so which would be in 4.5 hours from now for a late night stream. See if we can turn the ship around. That was the last hand on this table. One more hand here. What? I heard the noise. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation. Jobs or Jobs? Jobs. Thank you very much for the follow. It's the main point I'm trying to get across. Thanks. Appreciate it. Let's do the old, and don't, lest you think that this is a regular occurrence on this channel. There's a rule. I'm not limping, but in the splash pots I'm softening up that rule a little. And I think all in all this has been a profitable decision too. Gonna be in position for the rest of the hand. There's some added money here. And people tend to go a little bit nuts in the splashes, so let's play the last hand of this session. Unless he comes over the top, then I'm not gonna, out crazy. Will he? Yeah. The triple YOLO. No, the quadruple YOLO. Oh, that's a lot of YOLO. Nope, no dice. No miracle flop. That is fair enough. Right. So far, thanks everybody for watching. I'll find somebody fun to host. And should you wish to be informed about when I come back online, then consider following the channel or me on Twitter. That's what I use my Twitter for, announcing the streams. Or just check the schedule if that's not your thing, and check back in. Chances are I'll be around. Until then, I appreciate all of you spending time with me, and I'll be back in, what did I say, 4.5 hours. See you later. Have a very decent afternoon and or evening, yes, whatever the case may be.